Hello students, in today's modules, I will be teaching you 14 Principles of Management of Henry Fayol. First, let us know who gave these 14 Principles of Management. It was given by Henry Fayol, a French mining engineer, and he was also called a father of modern administration management. So let us understand in easy way that how you will get knowledge and information about the Henry Fayol's theory of management. So he was born in 1841 and died in 1925, and he was called as a French mining engineer. And his experiment and observation was regarding in organization, and he also contributed some of the development in the managerial, means he was on the manager position, and he has written about the 14 principle of management in his statement, and he has also taken some of the guidelines for making some decisions making. Now let us understand how the 14 principle is applied according to him. These are the 14 principle of management. Now let us discuss how this actually convey you the information about how the people are working in the organization. These are the 14 principles that you have to remember it, and it is very important for the board exam also. First is principle of division of work. According to this principle, the work is divided into different kinds such as technical, financial, commercial, security, operations, accounting, and managerial. It is assigned to employee as per their qualities and capabilities. Students, as the division of work is divided between the people who are working in the organization according to their capabilities, according to their calibers, how they know what kind of work, and that work is divided into groups of field, or they will be getting different cabinets to work. Like some people will work for the technical part, some people will work for the financial department, and some people work for the commercial, and there are people who are working for the security operations. So the work of a division of work is divided in the organization according to the caliber of person. Next is principle of authority and responsibility. Authority is the right to take decisions. So authority plays a very important role in the organization. Why? Because they take the decisions according to their organization. It is necessary to get the things done appropriately from subordinates. So the work should be done from the subordinates who are like a lower level, and they should complete the work. Authority always comes with the responsibility. Authorities having the responsibility of subordinates because they have to work according to their subordinates. If the manager is given authority to complete a task within a given time, so the manager is also plays a very important role of making the decisions. Why? Because the manager is becoming the authority, he is having some responsibility to get the job done from the subordinate. He should be responsible if he does not complete the work in given time. If the work is not completed by the subordinate, then he will be having the responsibility that why the manager has not completed the work according to the time given to him. So manager should have a proper authorities to take a managerial decision. So he should have a proper managerial skill to complete the work in respect of the goal of organization. So principle of authority and responsibilities plays a very important role in the Henry Fayol management of principle. Next is principle of discipline. According to Fayol, discipline is the most essential thing in the organization. Now guys, you're working in some of the organization, your disciplines plays a very important role. How you are behaving in the organization, how you are dealing with the organization, how you are coordinating with the employees, how you are giving respect to the organization, this all comes under the principle of discipline. So this you have to think from the perspective of organization, that how you are going to behave in the organization when you will get a job opportunities in some of the field. Good discipline is a result of effective leadership. If you are having good discipline, you will become a good leadership. You will be having an effective mindset that how to tackle the situation when it comes to the job. There must be a clear understanding between the management and the workers regarding the organization rules. Basic discipline should be observed at all levels of management. So we have to understand the management theory and the workers, how they will understand that all the people should come together. They have to discuss about the discipline and the level of management. Then only the principle of discipline can be applied in this organization. So it is also important. Principle of unity of command. Each member of organization should receive order from only one superior. The principle helps in managing conflicts and solving disputes among people in organization. It also helps in avoiding confusion. If an employee receives command from one more than one authority, he will get confused and he will not be able to take decisions about whose orders should be followed. This is a wrong approach. For this organization, hierarchy should be well defined. Each employee should know how immediate superior and should receive order from him only. Now, what do you mean by unity of command? Unity of command means when you're working in the organization and there are so many people who are working in the organization and there are many employees like a top level authority. If you're working in an organization, you are having superior, you are having subordinates, but the right approach is to get the unity of command is from one. If there will be a two boss in your organization, it will get a confused, it will lead to disputes among the organization. So better we should have a one right approach in a company to get the job done. If we are having two boss in a company, it will create confusion, it will have a disputes, and the command will not come from right approach. So we should not do the wrong approach of the organization. Only one boss is there, so it will be benefit for the company. So that is called unity of command. Principle of unity of direction. This principle states that there should be one head and one plan in every organization. Obviously, when you are having a one unity, or the person who are there is like boss, is only one head of that organization, it will be a good for the company to make a plan. Each group in the organization should have the same objective and the group should be directed by one manager using a single plan. If you are working in the organization, if there is one manager, he should have a one plan to have the same objective in the organization, and then he will be giving a directive to the subordinate to get the job completed. Whatever the task is given to him, that will be the group of that manager. Manager will decide that how many groups should be organized, and he will give the unity of direction that all the people of organization or the subordinate should come together and work for the benefit of the organization or business. So that is called unity of direction. Principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. According to this principle, the interest of an individual must be given less importance than the interest of the organization. While taking decision in the organization, the manager should always consider the interest of the whole group rather than the interest of a single employee. Similarly, the employee should also protect the interest of the organization first, and his personal interest should be the subordinate. Now, take the example of you are working in the company. Why you are working in the company? Because of the money. But you should have the interest to work in the company, that whatever the task is given to you, you have to complete in favor of the interest. And there should be no laziness, no boring, no should be thinking about others, no gossiping should not be there. You have to work for the interest of the organization. So in this, you have to protect the interest of the organization first, and then its personal interest should be subordinated. First you have to work for the company, then you have to take your considerations. Okay, what are your personal problem is there, but first preference should be given to the organization. Principle of centralization. Now, principle of centralization means you should have the power to complete the work done, and the power is there. Obviously, subordinate is also playing the important role in the company. Why? Because they are also completing the task. But the power is there in the hands of authority, and that power should be distributed in some of the manager or like a superior, like a big top level board of directors. So they are having the power of authorities. In some organization, this power is vested in one hand or few hands. So there are power like a few hands there are power. There are people are working in the company and they are having little bit powers, but that power should be distributed to everyone to take the decision, and that power is there in the authorities person. Principle of remuneration. Appropriate remuneration to staff or employee is the principle to keep them satisfied financially, as well as retain them for a long span of time within the organization. The fair remuneration affects on the productivity and efficiency level in total. The remuneration should be fixed by taking into consideration the skill, expertise, knowledge, tenure, cost of living, market trend, profitability of organization, etc. Now, principle of remuneration means when you're working in the organization, the authority should be contribute the equal contribution to the employee. There should be no partiality between the higher top level management, a down level management, or middle level management. Not should be like that. If the remuneration is distributed, it should be in the favor of employee. Why? Because you have to see the efficiency or the skill, how the person is working in the company, according to him, that caliber has to count it. Then only you will get a proper remuneration. Remuneration means it is a type of money which are getting from the company. Next is principle of scalar chain. Now it means actually I will not read a whole information, but I will explain you in own words. Now, principle of scalar chain. When you are working in the company, if you want to convey from one person to another person, like you are working in the C field, means C department, and there are how many departments behind you? A, B, C. There are two departments. If you want to convey A department, first you have to contact B, then B person will contact A, then only the scalar of chain will be communicated properly. So this is a chain of scalar of chain, when one person to communicate from another person. This is the example of scalar chain and gang plan, like A, B, C, D. If D want to convey the message to A, then he will contact C and B, then only that message is conveyed to the A. But according to Henry Fayol, he has made the gang plan, like if you want to discuss from D to G, you can straight away you can have a contact with that through that gang plan. So this was the method used by the Henry Fayol. Principle of management. The principle is based a place for everything, and everything is placed in human resources and materials should be in the right place at the right time for maximum efficiency. Human resources should be placed at the right place and right job. The principle focus on the proper utilization of physical and human resources. Now, principle of order. If the things is given to you, if some goods are given to you, you should be kept that thing in a proper place. Why? Because if person asks you, okay, where are the materials is being used in the company, you can show, yeah, we have kept over there and we have kept at the right time. So there should be the maximum efficiency that you should place as a human resources, and that would be utilization of physical and human resources in the company to have a order and to utilize the time in a proper way. Principle of equity. Management should be fair as well as friendly to the subordinate. While dividing the work, delegating and authorities, deciding the monetary terms, there should not be any discrimination between the employee. It is also suggested that the remuneration should depend on the department, but at the level on which subordinate are working. Employees working on the same level but in different departments should be paid same wages. This equity will help in avoiding conflict in the organization. Take the example, when you're working in the company, there should be fair in the subordinates. If the subordinate is getting already good salary and the person who are not getting proper salary, or his salary is less, but the delegating of work done by him is good in the employees, so he should also get the fair remuneration from the principle of equity. There should be no discrimination among the employees. Next is principle of stability of tenure. When you're working in the company, you are signing a contract between the employee that how much months or year you will work in the company. If the company is not gaining a good profit, and you will not get a job security. Why? Because the company can anytime can terminate you from the company. So there should be a stability of company to understand. This also plays a very important role in the company to have a stability of tenure. Why? Because if you get a tenure properly in the company, you will be fixed in the company and you will understand that what is job is done in that company, and you will understand and what is the work they are doing. Principle of initiative. Initiative refers to volunteering to do the work in innovative way. When you're working in the company, it should come from the initiative and you should be innovative in your work. The freedom to think and work on new ideas encourage employee to take initiative while working on a given task. When the task is given to you, you are having new ideas to encourage your employees, and this will be benefit to give you the initiative in the company. This initiative should be welcomed by the manager, including through discussion on those new ideas. Why? Because the manager helps you. He will give you the discussion on new ideas or innovative ideas. It also helps in creating healthy organization culture. Now, principle of esprit de corps. It is like teamwork we called in India. Henry Fayol is given emphasizes on teamwork. Yeah, obviously when you're working in a company, you have to work in a teamwork. Esprit de corps means union is strength. Union is strength means unity. When you're working in one company, you should have the unity. You should not gossip behind others, or if the work is not done in the company, then you will say, yeah, we are not getting proper benefits from the company. So this should be stopped from the company. Running any organization, group activity and human resources are the valuable assets of the organization. So you have to work in the company in a group activity. If all employees are working as a union with mutual trust, the difficulties can't be solved quickly. If all employees are working as a union, so and mutual understanding of the company, there will be a good relationship among the company. Therefore, as a leader, manager should create a spirit of teamwork. So manager create a team spirit in the teamwork and understanding among employees to achieve organization of goal easily. So by this you can have a good achievements in organization goal. So this is the 14th principle of Henry Fayol. Next we will see Frederick Wilson Taylor's scientific management theory.